This is pretty dark. Top chat start say something. Okay, so let's start it. Just read this article. They can't even. Yeah, this article is basically on how to get this app started. So I kind of take a note here, and basically it talks about the 10 steps. So the steps number 1 is basically what is the problem you like to solve use this app, or what's the idea, which we have already. So the step number 2 is valid or test market, which based on my experience, we didn't do this in specifically, but I think the market is there for people to want to make money and want to also utilize this opportunity to learn things is going to be tremendous, or the help for the landlord to do their stuff. So I think this is going to work, but it actually reminds me it may help to actually do a landing page and see if there's people who want to sign up for these ideas. I think we should at least give it a try. And step number 3, we sort of already did it, is basically give the flow and features of this app, what we want to have. And even the step number 4 is so-called remove no course, which we kind of agreed to take stage steps, which I think is great. And the step number 5 is to basically have this idea to put design first, is always thinking about the user experience and also the graphic. What are those things helps for the people? Step number 4 is hire the developer companies. Basically, you want to check to see what they've done. If you like what they do, then chances are they are going to be good. Step number 7 is to go to either Apple or Google, what they call Android, to have this so-called developer account. It costs a little bit, $20, $70, which should be easy to set up. You can do it as person or as company. Step number 7 is developer. Step number 8 is to basically track how this app been downloaded. And there is a certain software can do this, one thing called Flurry. So it's totally free, and there is something you need to pay. We can decide that later. Step number 5 is improve and feedback, based on the feedback. And step number 10 is to start put more features into this app once it start out. And I think there's a 2 good points made in this article. And the first one is you got to start. The most important thing is to get started. Don't kind of drag too long in this kind of idea stage. And number 2, I think it also says very clearly, the real hard job is actually not to develop this app, is how to get a customer to buy it or to get onto it, to have the huge downloads. That is the real job. He basically used 10% of work as app and 90% as pretty much the real job. So I think that's a great point. So this is article basically talk about step-by-step guideline. So I think lesson learned from this article I did is, first thing is we should build a landing page, and second, to test out these ideas. What is the core idea we want to do, and test it out. Number 2, I think we should have this so-called get start mentality. And number three is we should have this mental preparation and get ourselves even ready to say, okay, app is hard, but what is the true job? Even harder or the most exciting. Let's instead of say hard, let's see what is more exciting. More exciting is to get customer onto our job, onto this thing, which I think the idea is great, but we do need to find out a way how to do the great marketing. And the very last one, which I call it number four, I took from this lesson is in terms of hire developer. There are a couple of ways to do it, and we either can hire the big names of developer with big monies. That's one road to go, or we could use some unconventional way to do it. So that's what I learned.